My dad also doesn't bet. He wakes me up at 7 a.m., shakes me up. He's like, do you have a sports bet account?
Faster drivers, they just want to do one thing, overtake you and go.
Yeah.
Slower drivers, what's their motive? What's their agenda? I don't know.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings the Friday drinks chat to you. This week, we got a big one, boys. Agree or disagree. We're running the segment back along with Guess Who. But to wrap up the week, we've got Senny.
Yo.
And Return of the King at long last. Triple Cheese, welcome back to the pod.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Mate, you're entering an elusive club of 2+ appearances now.
Yeah. Who else has been here twice? That's what I need to know.
I think
Rohan.
So just your friends there?
Just our mates.
Fantastic. Fair enough.
But the people have been crying out, Raj. And speaking of crying out, actually, I've got a quick Stay Dangerous update. I'm going to need everyone to just kick back with the Stay Dangerouses, yeah? Because I was on the bus, right, AirPods in, listening to another beautiful podcast, the Hamish and Andy podcast.
It's not ours.
Yeah. Competitors, dare I suggest. And some bloke walks onto the bus. He doesn't even look at me. He sits behind me, takes out one of my AirPods and whispers, "Stay dangerous" in my ear.
That's class.
I mean,
I love that.
That's going to be...
Or did your heart skip a bit?
Dude, I was so rattled. It was not even funny. Because not only did the AirPod get taken out, I looked back and this guy's just like in my face, "Stay dangerous."
Which one was it? Right or left? That's
right AirPod.
So good.
So look, I love this.
Did he give a name?
No, just Stay Dangerous.
That's
and then
so funny.
That's it.
Nah,
did he sit next to you after or did he just walk off?
He was behind me.
That's
Yeah.
I encourage this behavior. That's so funny.
I was thinking like, dude, I've just been violated.
That's got to be the best we've had so far.
Yeah, that was actually pretty class. I did enjoy it, but I'm gonna say like,
no, you got to listeners notch it up a bit more, make us scared a bit more.
Oh my gosh,
Dude, that's one of the best I've heard.
That was a terrifying experience. But I think you had some Stay Dangerous updates as well.
So last week I told the story of the guy who was Indian gazing me at the restaurant, and he actually messaged the podcast page the other day, and he did confirm. He said "Stay dangerous," so shout out to him. But he didn't want to be named because his girlfriend also listens to the pod, and he didn't want to be shamed for
Indian gazing,
unruly. Yeah,
Indian gazing,
because he was pretty waved, I was pretty waved, and we're like, let's meet again. Hopefully, when we're both sober and have a better interaction. So shout out to him. I had another Stay Dangerous at Monday Oztag, our men's. So the team played before us. They came off the field and they were like having a debrief of the game and they were in a huddle. And we were about to go in the field and one of the boys in the other team breaks out of their huddle and comes over and is like, "Stay dangerous."
That's good.
So shout out to Raghav, good man. And then I had a third one this week. I went to Coldplay during the week. The show ended. We were walking back to where we normally park. I'm not going to disclose where because it's a great place. But we were walking there. And then I had my head down. I was walking next to Glade and we were walking back. And then all I heard was a and then I look up and this couple was standing like this.
Yeah.
Like just kind of shocked.
Seen God.
Yeah. And then the girlfriend points like, "Stay dangerous."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh, yo." And then before I could even say anything or ask them anything, they walked off.
Mate, that was their Messiah, man. They haven't seen one of these in years, bro.
So if you were the couple, please message so I can give you a proper shout. I can shout you guys out on the podcast.
Our first ever female Stay Dangerous.
Yeah.
First ever female listener also, theoretically.
I think, look, to be honest, the Spotify comments as well, by the way, have been popping off. Now, Spotify for podcasters has an app, and for some reason that doesn't, like I click it and it just is in a constant loading state. So I'm yet to reply to the Stay Dangerous in the Spotify comments, but keep it up. It's actually good fun. But look, enough of our indulgences, Raj.
Yes. Massive week this week, Raj.
Yes.
US election,
yes.
Staunch Republican, MAGA Raj,
Oh
we call
my
you.
God. Look,
Congratulations.
I like to keep my politics out of this, but
No, I want you to bring your politics into this.
In that case, no, actually, to be fair, it was funny because I was like, had a lot of faith, I think, in Kamala, Auntie Kamala. I thought she'd bring it home this time around. And it was weird because you looked at the Reddit comments and everyone on Reddit's like, they're like glazing her. They're like, "Oh, easy win for the Democrats, right?"
Wrong side of Reddit, brother.
I know.
I love, by the way, just quickly on Reddit, I tend to browse the conservative subreddit just to get a nice...
You tend to browse, you reckon?
Just to see...
Subscribe to all of them.
Yeah, okay.
Just to see the temperature.
I was a moderator on half of them.
It's really interesting because like on the regular side, our politics, whatever.
Yeah.
Very left.
It's all left-leaning.
Yeah.
And then it's crazy because on the conservative side, none of the articles that they post in the politics subreddit are there.
Yeah.
It's all these like random niche, like Donald Trump, hugs a woman in Omaha.
Yeah.
And everyone's like frothing that.
Yeah. The basic human decency that he shows.
But you said you had a yarn about the election.
Oh, actually, not about the election itself, but yeah, I was at went to have a haircut the other day. Just during the work day. So I was like, get in and out quick as possible. The guy that usually does my hair at the barbershop, he was busy, so I was waiting in line.
Didn't your barber get arrested in front of you?
Oh, not in front of me. So my old barber, funnily enough, great guy actually, but he rocked up one day on a random Saturday, and then the owner was like, "Yeah, he's not here anymore." And I was like, "Oh, what's going on? Like, where's he at? Like, he's on holiday, something like that." And my barber the owner hit me with your barber got arrested for drug peddling at the grand old age of 70 years old.
70-year-old?
That's crazy.
The guy
drug dealer.
Yes, they're 70 years old. Apparently he's been in and out of the law for a few times. Got arrested for drug peddling, and haven't seen him since. So
He's 70, play on.
yeah,
dude.
I mean,
some
at that
pension
point,
money.
surely it's just extra money on the dole, man. So
yeah, I'm not sure. He's not moving like millions of dollars worth. It's probably
Look,
like a couple
I don't
hundred
know.
bucks.
The
Bit of
guy-
spending money on the pokies.
yeah, he was a pretty big gambler. He made a bet with me randomly about something, I remember, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll bet you a 6-pack of beer." I won the bet. Also, my family doesn't drink, so had to famously hide that in the garage for a week or two before I could get rid of it. But so the new barber that I'm at, like the guy, he was busy. I was waiting in line. I had no time, so I was like, "Look, let me try and get in quick and out like as fast as possible." I walked up to the lady who was actually there, and she was just like, "Yeah, like look, I'll give you a haircut." And I was like, "Yep, no worries." She started, cutting my hair, and then within like 5 minutes, she's like, "What's your thoughts, US politics?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go."
go.
Like my hairline is in your hands right now, so I'm gonna try and keep this as
what do
politically
you
Whatever
neutral.
your
Yeah.
thoughts are, I agree.
And she was like, like the country was never as good as it was during the Trump regime or whatever the word was.
Is this person American or anything?
No, she's literally from here, like born and raised. I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, look, I don't like what that witch is going to bring to USA. And I was again, like mid haircut, my hairline's already receding. I was like, look, I don't want to take my risks right now. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. And then she suddenly switched. She was like, oh yeah, like, I think like Trump's very similar to Pauline Hanson. So, a lot of good that she could bring to the country. I think the way she goes about it was wrong. And I was again sitting there like let's try to wrap this out.
Are you agreeing to all this, or
I was trying not to nod. I was just like, oh, yeah, sounds interesting. And I was like, look, I'm just trying to get in and out as quick as possible. And then I was like, yeah, good luck to them both. I got nothing to say and left it as fast as possible. But yeah,
that's an uncomfortable chat.
it's a very uncomfortable
This
chat.
is why I go to the barber that $10 and the
deli,
Chinese.
where they don't speak English.
They don't speak English.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there's no politics chat with those guys.
Yeah, man, it was a rough few minutes, but
I'm sure if you spoke Mandarin, you'd get some CCP chat.
Oh
mate.
yeah, 100%. I recently found out that one of my close family friends that moved to Brisbane is now in the Pauline Hanson party.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Oh, party.
like he's like the number
How
one.
does that happen?
Honestly, I have no idea. And
he's like a brown bloke.
he's brown as the day is long.
The day is long. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
What's the pipeline of that? How do you go from normal brown guy in Sydney to extreme right wing
I think
nationalist in Brisbane?
maybe he was because he moved to Brisbane for work. I assume he already had some extremist leanings.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know this.
Yeah.
And then
So he never
Don't know this, he
yeah,
reckons.
yeah.
You didn't get any inklings?
No, because I was pretty young. He's like a family friend. He moved when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not
Okay.
talking politics at 14. And
Apparently
then
he was.
yeah, and then he moved to Brisbane for work. And then he switched careers from like construction manager to politician.
Politics.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and he's in the One Nation Party, number one.
Number one, mate.
Shout out to this guy.
I feel like a lot of brown people though, like low-key have some right like leaning like tendencies. Like my dad
100%.
randomly the other day was like, dude, Trump's gonna like do a lot of. I was like, did you see this guy last time around? And I was like, well, first of all, it doesn't affect us, but he'd also bring up Pauline Hanson randomly. And I'm like, she wants to get you out. What do you mean? Like, you're the reason she's trying to get rid of us.
It's like such an immigrant thing. As soon as you get here, you turn into
Yeah.
right-wing national.
Yeah, you're like, nah.
It's like, stop the boats
Close
after
the-
I
close
get
the
you on the
border.
boats. Yeah.
I got here, now that's it. No more.
Yeah.
It was also Melbourne Cup this week. Anyone put a punt on Sen?
I did. I put maybe, well, in our boys group chat, in our group bet, sorry, we put maybe $40 worth of bets. And then me personally, I put $20. I bet on 2 horses.
Knight's Choice was one of them.
I wish. I really wish. I have one of my thing is right. One of my mates at work is a massive gambler.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a good thing, but anyway, he famously bets on a lot of horses. So I often try and get a few tips off him. I've never won off any of his tips, so I stopped listening to him. We were walking down to go to our Melbourne Cup event, and then I think I was lagging behind him, and he was talking to one of the other boys. He's like, "Oh yeah, Knight's Choice is on my black book. I've been following it a while. Could be good." And my other mate listened to him. He was paying 60 to 1. He put $10 on it.
Oh,
and then I missed the whole chat. We get to the pub. Obviously, Nice Choice wins. And my mate's like, yeah. And I'm like,
what are you yaying
and
for,
this other
mate?
guy, he literally never bets.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about betting. And I'm like, who told you to bet a Nice Choice? He's like, oh, he did. Where was this, mate?
But would you have listened to him this time around, though? That's the
I
real
probably would
question.
have. I would have put $10. Well, just $1. That's still $60 you win off that.
I mean,
It was paying 101, I thought. Because
Earlier in the week, but then that day, this was maybe 2-3 hours before the race.
Gotcha.
yeah, who was our mate that won some money?
Yeah,
on?
Renners
Yeah.
puts it in the group chat, puts $1 on Knight's Choice at $101
Oh.
and slams me saying, if you want to, because she was part of the gambling where we lost all our money
Gambling
on
addiction that we had for that one day.
on the boxing. And she was like, guys, if you want to know where to put your money, don't listen to Rohit, listen to me. And then puts a bet slip with the winnings.
Yeah,
But
I mean-
only $1. Not very confident with
Yeah.
my
My mate, one of my old workmates, George, his mum put $200 on Nice Choice. She won $14,000.
Jeez.
And she
That
said
is
she was going to put
cracked.
$500 at first, but then I think her
Listen, how
husband's
do you
like, nah,
even-
don't be stupid.
Yeah.
So she only put $200 in there, 14,000.
Don't be stupid, he reckons. No, but how do you even guess the right horse?
Dude,
Surely horse racing is the most niche sport to
Some people
Yeah.
just choose based on the color of the jockey or the
name.
number.
I mean, just putting $500 on it. Surely she must have some inkling to
But these people,
why.
you have to remember, most of these people don't bet
At all.
during the
Yeah.
year. So the one day of the year, so what we would do during maybe a whole year, they're doing in just one day.
My dad also doesn't bet. He wakes me up at 7 a.m., shakes me up. He's like, do you have a sports bet account? I was
And boy, do I ever.
yeah, I was like, all right, what do you want now? And he's like, I don't gamble, son. I want to tell you, I don't like to gamble. Melbourne Cup is the one day I gamble.
one day?
And he
Fair
told me,
enough.
he's like, you got to bet on this horse, this horse, this horse.
Yeah.
And so he didn't even give me the money. I had to transfer my own money from my own bank account into the sports bet
This was
account.
that's in your name also.
That's into my name. Made the bets on his behalf. Lost it all.
Yeah. And then he didn't
And
trust
he
me
didn't
back.
trust me
Yeah,
back.
there you go.
So you didn't get reimbursed.
No.
So if you had won, would you have given him the money?
Yeah, of course I would have.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, let this be a lesson, son. This is why you don't gamble.
After he uses your money.
That's
He has the audacity to hit you with that.
Last week, I told a story about how my dad likes to watch funerals on Reddit.
Yeah, did that story get back to him?
It got back to him, but he's like, yeah, what of it? And I was telling this in front of another bunch of my friends. I was telling my dad in front of them because they were at my house. And turns out, this is a common
No,
phenomena.
it's not. Don't paint this as some common thing.
Literally, in the group of 6, note, I will say, they were all brown. They were like, oh, my dad does that too. And then another guy was like, my dad does
It's
that too.
random funerals.
Random funerals, live stream on YouTube.
All of your mates' dads.
Not all of them.
What random funeral? Can we just stop on that for a second?
Not all of them. I won't throw. There was two out of the 6.
That's still a crazy
That's
33%.
3% is too high for that to be normal.
That's crazy.
Now I'm wondering, am I missing something? Is there some thrill in this?
Do you reckon you'll get that passed down? Like you'd be the next one in the line to be watching funerals.
One of your 3 brothers is going to do it, 33%.
Because I don't know. I think because obviously your dads don't really grow up with YouTube or anything, so they don't really understand the breadth of entertainment.
So you're telling me back in the day before YouTube, your dad would just go visit random funerals?
No, I just don't think he's.
So he only developed this habit once YouTube came out.
He hasn't discovered the Mr. Beast and this. He just
Mate, there's 96
watches what he
World Cup
knows.
highlights on YouTube. This guy's watching funeral highlights at the same time.
That you can't say this is a common thing.
I don't know, dude.
33% is pretty
Listeners,
high.
write in if your parents also do this.
Yeah.
Or more concerningly, if you do this.
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys, I've had a big week. It's a choose your own adventure. I've got a bathroom rare unit or I've got 2 mind your manners. Which ones do you want to hear?
I feel like you guys love bathroom rare units on this pod. So, but it's up to you. I mean, it is your story.
Well,
Nah,
you
triple
got-
cheese, mate. He's decided.
Bathroom rare units, bro. I'm here for that.
So I was in the office the other day and then this guy, we were both walking towards the door and then I held the door open for him. And so he went through.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was going.
Yeah.
Turns out he was also going to the bathroom.
Okay.
So he got to the bathroom first,
Yeah.
and then he saw me behind him, and he's like, well, you're going to be mad at me if there's only 1 cubicle left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty funny, Bance.
Yeah.
And then I said, and I don't know why I said this, I'm like, it's okay, we can share it. So immediately
So you the ring in the
weird
story,
to
yeah.
begin with. Luckily, there was 2 cubicles, and they were next to each other.
Yeah.
So, we both did one of these ones. We went into the cubicles. I went to piss.
Yeah.
I'm pissing. Maybe 5-10 seconds later, I hear, and this guy's going to town. Like he's just shitting out his entire lunch, which is fair.
Yeah.
Like, that's mad. Like, usually I hear shits in the bathroom, but I don't know. I didn't talk to the person.
Yeah.
They're
beforehand.
anonymous.
You put a face to the shit. That's what you've done, right?
So he's
now.
doing that, and I'm like, okay, a bit weird. And then I hear, yeah, hello, baby. Yeah, what are you doing today? So this guy is mid shit talking on the phone, and I'm like, bro, this guy's the most confident man I've met in my life.
Literally. Now, on this note, though, like randomly, like I feel like I get the most calls in my life when I'm on the bathroom. Like
Nah,
literally,
dude.
the other day I had a call. My mate like FaceTimed me, and I was like, this guy never FaceTimed me. So I'm like, this must be something important. FaceTimes me. I'm on like the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, look, I can't pick up on the bathroom because it's
On
a
the
FaceTime.
throne.
So I was like, look, let me stand up. At least give him some illusion
Were
that.
your jutties down?
Yeah, my jutties were down. Everything was down,
So
right?
yeah, your balls were just free.
Yeah,
hanging.
so I was standing there in my bathroom on FaceTime with this bloke. If anyone had walked into my bathroom, they would see me standing there like mid shit.
Butt naked.
Yeah, butt naked in my bathroom. So, I mean, I understand when someone calls me, you got to pick up the phone. So,
Rose called me when he's pissing before.
I do that.
I think
Yeah,
that's where I draw the line. You can't be calling me when you're shitting.
yeah that.
but like, at what point, like, isn't surely an emergency, like, or like, you know, where you at, like, what's going on? Like,
But how do I know? Like,
you still need to pick the
well,
phone
honestly,
up, mate?
Nah. That's so weird.
PSA I'm fine with because it's I don't know it just feels weird doing it when you're on the throne. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like a little bit strange. But again, I can't talk. I love to call when I piss.
Yeah, but then you also do the thing where you pause and talk, right? Like you mute,
You mute him and then
you're a
you-
you're a mute specialist on the piss, right?
Not
So,
necessarily. Only if I'm feeling like
a bit shy.
a bit shy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But usually we're chilling. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Have you ever shat and called anyone?
Nah,
Nah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know. It feels so primal. I don't know if I like that.
Primal heroes.
No, give us a mind your manners.
Yeah, all right. I'll
Yeah.
give you the mind your manners. First one, I know you guys will be play on for this. So I went to Ryan's bar a few weeks ago. Firstly,
That's your first mistake.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
and also it was the friend that asked me to go to Ryan's bar was a girl.
Okay.
I'm like, why do you want to go to? She was ravenous. She was frothing to go to.
Is she looking for a specific type of man? Is that why she was?
No, she's got a boyfriend.
Okay. Then.
So I'm like, why are you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we went to Ryan's bar, and then so they went to sit, and I ordered everyone's drinks. So I ordered the drinks. She like pours them out. She puts them there, and then she puts it into the machine, and then she fucks off.
Yeah.
And then the FPOS machine was there, and it was like twirling, and then just kept twirling.
Yeah.
And then the next bartender was serving the person behind me. She comes over, she looks at the machine. She's like, "Oh, who was serving you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, whatever." And she cancels the transactions, and she put her own one in. And then she like gets to the FPOS machine and gives it to the person
Beautiful.
next to me.
God works in
So I
mysterious
looked around.
ways.
Mate,
And I'm like, well, that's me done. So I
Yeah.
picked up my drinks and I kept walking. So I
Yeah.
walked off to my table. And then in my head, I'm like, am I about to get away with this? And then I literally put my drinks down. I turn around and there's the bartender's running at me with the FPOS machine.
Yeah.
And my friends are like, what the fuck did you do?
He's
Trying
on a
to
runner.
steal this.
you did a road right there.
So I'm saying, should I have waited there? Or what did I do the right thing to walk off?
I feel like once the new dollar amount was in the transaction machine, I think it's all right to walk away because like you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like
Yeah.
what are you going to be? I guess you should theoretically.
No, but once she, like the other bartender's been like sacked off the other one and put her amount in, like surely you've done your due diligence by waiting there,
Yeah, I
right? Like,
waited.
isn't you've waited.
I was ready to pay.
You waited to pay again. They didn't put your amount in, so you're going on the walk, mate. Like you've done, and if they wanted, they did the thing where they run out to you and
Yeah,
they give it to
yeah.
you. So I think he's in the clear there for that, surely, right?
I think as in like I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Whether or
no,
not
but
it's the right
you'd
thing
look
to
back
do.
at her and be like, what do you mean I already paid? That's what you would do. I think
Gaslighter?
most of us would be, gaslight her
Oh,
again.
should I try to
No,
gaslight
but how does
her?
she know how much it was?
What do you mean?
As in like
So I'm sure she can pull up the transaction history and see that.
Was it the
didn't
same
go through.
bartender, like the first
Yeah,
one?
the one who served
okay.
me.
no, how
Yeah.
can you do that?
What do
Because
you
like
I'll be honest, she put any random amount and I just
And you
tapped away.
tapped.
So I had no idea.
you're just making it up. Because like
did.
the thing is not
Actually,
in
it
the
was
system.
like $40 for 3 drinks. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Ryan's
that's
was
probably,
about
yeah,
right,
but
away
I
with it.
assume it was the right amount.
yeah.
This reminds me of my first ever day at my first ever job. I went out to lunch with my manager and we went to Woolies because she needed to buy some stuff after we had lunch. We get to the self-checkout counter and then you know how sometimes like things go wrong and you have to wait for the assistant? We waited for like 3 minutes and she was like, nah, I gotta go. And then just shoplifted
Just
it all.
shoplifted.
Yeah. And it's a similar situation like
And that's your boss also.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you're
First day
watching
at
this
work.
live and direct, like right in front of
I
her.
was like, I just watched the master at work. This will inform the rest of how I live my life.
changed. Yeah, that's what changed your life, right?
Because
That's
like,
what you-
because like saying you did your due diligence.
Yeah.
You scanned it. You're willing to pay. You're waiting there. Now what? So it's
but what happens if now she gets pulled over? Like some security guard's like, oh, show us your receipt.
Nah. It doesn't
What's
happen.
what's her thing? Like you gotta be like, oh, I waited like. store
Nah, you
assistant?
just say, I don't know. You just say online receipt.
Yeah,
You
fair
know,
enough.
Job done.
All right. Second one was again a couple of weeks ago. Went out day drinking with my mates, and then it was time to go home. And at this point, I was like pretty off it, and so was my mate. We were off our heads, and we were going to catch the metro. So we went to Martin Place Metro, and then we were. To be honest, I should have pissed at the last place we were at, but I'm like, nah, it's fine. By the time we got to the metro, I was busting, and so was my mate. So we went down to the platform, and then the bathrooms there was men's, disabled, and women's. So the disabled was taken, and then all that was remaining was the men's. And me and my mate, shout out Elton, we were both busting to piss. And so I got to the men's thing first, and I was about to push the button. He comes out of nowhere, pushes me out of the way, and he's in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, and just at the same time, the women one just went vacant. So the woman just walked out. He's like, oh, just go into the women's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, fine. So he went to the men's, I went to the women's. And so what happens is you press the button, it opens, and then it closes, right?
Yeah.
And then there's another button you have to press to lock it.
Yeah.
I didn't have time for that. I was too busy to piss, right?
Oh, no.
So it closed by itself. And so I get the jutties down and I stop pissing, right?
God, here we go.
And then maybe I'm 10 seconds into my piss. And then I heard it.
The door
Swings right open. And this woman walks in. I look at her, dick in hand. She looks at me. We both make very awkward eye contact. And then I'm like, so she walks back out and the door slowly closes again. And I'm like, I finished pissing by the time the door closed. I wash my hands. I'm like, shit, she's going to be out here. What do I say? So I'm like, I'm just going to run and hope she doesn't see me.
Yeah.
So I open the door and she's like, mate, what the fuck were you doing in the women's? And so I had really the only thing that came to my mind. Yeah. And I'm not proud of it. But what I said was, I identify as a woman.
Oh, you dropped it.
And then she looked at me and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You gaslight her into apologizing.
And then the women's door closed and I die laughing. And then my mate Elton comes out. It's like, what happened? I told him, he died laughing. Then luckily the Hills train came and we just legged it. I'm like, I do not want to see this woman again.
Oh, wow.
So should I have just used the women's bathroom? Was I wrong to say I identify as a woman?
I think the second one definitely.
Is that a bad thing to do?
I think you're definitely in the wrong for the second one, but I think the first thing is fair play.
She felt bad.
I think as soon as she apologized, that was when it was a bad thing to do.
She was so annoyed. And as soon as I said that, she apologized and closed it.
She just looks you up and down.
She's like, are you sure?
Call me out in 2024.
No, first thing's fair play. Like, I think I'm a huge, like, especially like concerts. Like, when I went to Taylor Swift earlier this year, dude, the line for the women's bathroom was out the wazoo. Like, it was like to the I don't even know where it was, but men's bathroom was empty. So I understand if people want to use the bathroom, they're busting to go. You got to take one for the team.
Bathroom's a bathroom. Why does it matter?
So, like, I think that first part is fair.
Did you lift the toilet seat up?
Yeah, I did all that.
Did you put it down?
No, I left it up.
She's like, wait, are you sure?
Yeah. I think I agree with Raj.
Yeah.
The using, I'm again massive proponent disabled bathrooms. I love to use them.
Bathrooms are bathrooms.
Yeah, bathrooms are bathrooms.
Especially if it's single door.
Yeah, single door. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're not making a mess, really, there's no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But the identify as a woman, that's the first thing that came out of your
crazy thing I've ever heard in my life.
Like, you always hear a story, like you always hear people wanting to use that comeback.
Yeah.
And then Sen's just gone and dropped
that's
it.
Actually,
if I was maybe sober, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have even used the women's bathroom at all. But I reckon, I was like 6 or 7 deep, and I was like, I need to get out of this awkward situation. So
so you made it more awkward.
Yeah,
for her though.
I feel good.
Yeah,
clean conscious.
Alrighty, we're playing Guess Who, ladies and gentlemen. So it's pretty simple. I've got a couple of people, and then I've got a number of clues that sit under the people. And Sen and Raj will be going head to head. You got to buzz in. Let's hear the buzzers. Triple cheese. Meow.
Make America great again.
Our resident Republican is here.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Sen's conquest to turn this podcast into a far right one is beginning.
Dude, this is the time now, man. Dude, we could have got a shout out like Aiden Ross.
Oh, man, that would be huge. Yeah.
Theo Von.
The first Australian podcast. Yeah.
Dude.
Alrighty. Person number one. Clue number one. Despite his incredible domestic record and test average of 55.88, he only played 6 test matches for Australia.
Adam Burgess?
No.
Make America.
It's a good guess, but it's Brad Hodge.
Brad Hodge is correct.
Oh, that is niche.
1-0.
All right.
Person number 2. Beyond his entertainment career, he was an accomplished artist who painted an official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II for her 80th birthday.
Oh.
He invented the wobble board by accident.
No way. No way. No way.
Raj, who is it? Your hero.
The wobble board?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the wobble board
You know him.
instrument.
Dude, one of the goats, dude.
The wobble board? What's the wobble board?
So it's like a corrugated iron sheet, and he just like pushed it back and forth and made like a wobbling noise.
Nah, who's this?
Who is it?
Goat, Rolf Harris.
Rolf Harris is crazy.
Rolf Harris is correct.
That is an insane
Probably should
second
have
one.
called him the goat, actually.
Yeah.
Score is 2-0 to San Raj. Triple cheese.
Yeah.
Let's come back here.
Alrighty.
Person number 3. This person wore a suit of armor during his regular time when he went to war.
Come on, Raj, you know this one.
Clue number 2.
His regular time.
Yeah.
Despite his reputation as an outlaw, he was known for his Geraldine letter,
Go on.
a
Ned Kelly?
56-page manifesto. It is Ned Kelly.
Alrighty, finally.
How did you get that off of the first one? Suit of armor.
Suit of armor.
It could be anyone though. Like
Yeah.
surely it could be like any knight, like King Arthur or
You
something.
reckon he thinks we know any knights, though?
Yeah, that
Could
is
be, yeah,
true.
true.
Score is
You've only chosen criminals so far. Wait, no, who's the first? Criminals and Brad Hodge.
So criminals then.
All right. Person number 4. Score is 2-1. Before becoming a comedian and TV personality, he studied business law at UTS. He's a talented painter who was a finalist for the Archibald Prize.
Oh.
Make America great again.
Is it the happy, what was the name of his book?
Oh, I don't
The
think
happy immigrant or whatever.
happiest refugee.
Happiest refugee, yes.
Ando.
Ando.
Ando is correct.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a law degree. That's
Yeah, it
crazy.
did. Oh,
Smart guy.
was he a painter? Did you say
Yeah,
painter?
dude, that's what he's known for.
Yeah, he's known for the painting.
Painting.
Really?
He
I'm
had,
not-
he had a show on ABC, Brush with Fame or something, and he just paints like
Man,
famous
I only watched
people.
ABC 3, man. I wasn't watching the normal ABC.
Sen running away with it 3-1.
Oh.
Next person. Clue 1. His childhood illness actually contributed to his magic career. And he was born with Crohn's disease.
Is Crohn's disease where you just shit yourself all the time?
No, I don't think so.
I think it is, dude.
Crohn's disease.
Is it? Have
All
a
right,
look.
Raj, you guess. I'm going to look this up.
Oh my god.
This is all you.
I want to say.
No, at least give.
No, I'll give
give
you
the
one. Give me
second
one.
clue.
Yeah, give me one more.
Clue number 2. His name came from an early performance where he was demonstrating his physical endurance in magic. After successfully completing the trick, someone said he might be made of dynamite. Got a
Wait,
buzz.
Crohn's disease is a chronic inflammatory bowel disece.
Oh, it is.
So he's
You're
right. Yeah, it's
Okay.
just a shitting
Make
disease.
America great again.
I don't know, it's a dynamo.
It is Dynamo. You ever watched Dynamo's TV
Dude,
show?
oh,
Wait, he had a TV.
Wasn't he
on
on
from?
Australia's Got Talent?
Yeah, or was it X Factor?
X Factor, one of the two.
Dynamo. Was he
Yeah.
on one of those shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he got big.
That's where he got big.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I
actually-
didn't know he had a TV show.
it was
That's
really good.
crazy.
It's also called Dynamo.
Dynamo makes sense. Adds up.
One season, I imagine.
No, pretty popular.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Send 4-1. Clue number 1 for the next person. During the filming of Police Story in 1985, he severely injured his pelvis after falling from a pole through a glass ceiling onto his head.
How did he injure his pelvis then? He landed on his head.
Yeah, wait a minute. The math's not mathing there.
Fine, the pelvis might have been injured, but what about his head?
His singing career is huge in Asia, though less well known in the West. He's actually recorded over 20 albums in multiple languages.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan is correct.
Yeah, mate, that's
Crazy.
The start gave it away, but then I was like, apparently, I think he does recruit
music
music.
career? I
Yeah.
didn't
I've heard that before. Like people were saying that, like he
Really?
recruit. Yeah, he does songs and stuff. He sang on like Rush Hour once, I think.
Wow.
Or something, yeah.
He was singing Rush Hour.
Yeah,
but
but
broken
like-
English with
yeah,
Chris
exactly.
Tucker.
God, that's a great pull, Raj.
I was gonna get to the martial arts stuff
The martial
later
arts
on.
later?
I was trying
Yeah.
to, maybe some Chinese artists or something like that.
No, man. BTS is all I know. So
Chinese.
Unbelievable. All right, Raj, back on the board. Next person. Before becoming an actor, he initially wanted to become a chef and was planning to enroll in home economics classes for it. No way.
Nah.
no way.
no, no,
Dude, that's
no,
so
no,
pick that
no.
up. I was a bit worried.
Clue number 2. He's famously a skilled poker player, and he was part of the high-stakes underground poker games run by Molly Bloom. Clue number
Say
3.
Bonnie Blue.
Wait, what was it? What?
Molly Bloom. Question 3. He and Leonardo DiCaprio have been close friends since childhood, often auditioning for the same roles as a kid.
Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire is correct.
Yes.
Well done.
Oh, I was going
That
to say
gave-
Johnny Depp. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are they friends?
There's like photos from them, when they're like in the 90s or something, I think.
Shit, my goat, Toby.
Dude,
Raj storming.
Fuck.
come
All
back.
right, here we go.
The comeback is on.
In the original Japanese manga and anime,
Oh, here we go.
his accent isn't actually Brooklyn style at all. The English dub added his distinctive accent to emphasize his tough guy
Banter
personality.
America great again.
No.
So you've done a fictional character here.
Yeah.
That's Sanji from One Piece.
No, not,
not?
no.
Oh,
No, you can't guess again. You gotta wait for the next clue.
But I don't think I'll get it. So
nah, you will. You know it.
All right. He starts the series not knowing anything about duel monsters and finishes as one of the top ranked duelists in the world.
Joey Wheeler.
Joey Wheeler is
Yes.
correct.
good.
Did you know it off the first clue?
Yeah, when you said the Brooklyn
The
accent.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Joey Wheeler, that rang bells for you.
Dude,
I forgot his name.
I watched way too much Yu-Gi-Oh! As a
Yeah.
kid.
All right, last one. Sen has taken it, but we do one more for fun.
Yes.
He was the first YouTube content creator to reach 3 million subs in December 2009.
I'm not going to say the name.
He pioneered several
Get cancelled
YouTube
for it.
videos that are now commonplace, including the How to Be series.
Yeah, Raj, you can answer. I refuse. I'm not getting cancelled on
This
my
is
own
not-
podcast.
Just give him his gubby.
Yeah, give the gubby.
You know who it is.
Isn't it PewDiePie? Is it?
Nah.
No.
Banter America great again.
It's Ryan Heger.
Oh,
Also known as-
yeah, just Ryan Higa. That's what it's known
Yes,
as.
right.
Nothing else. That's his full name.
All right, well done. Wow.
right.
You guys, most of you got that off like one or two clues. Very
We
impressive.
got very weirdly niche knowledge. I think. is what we
Useless
realized.
knowledge, I would
Yeah.
say.
But Sen takes that. Congratulations. Alrighty, as always, we're sponsored by our good friends at Manscaped, and they've given us again the scalp buffer to read.
Oh my God.
I think you guys have heard enough of the scalp buffer. But Raj, you were talking about today, you were taking a dump and someone FaceTimed you.
Yeah,
Were
that's
you
correct.
scaped at the time when the
I
dax were
actually
down?
wasn't Scape, but I have a funny story. Like Manscaped in general, I think they do, do amazing stuff. And, my brother recently, he wanted to, shave his back for some reason. I think I told Rohit the story off air. And I was like, he was getting the old school razor out, trying to shave it. Long process. I think he was there for like an hour. I think I
Yeah.
told you, right? Yeah. So Manscaped, I told him to get on Manscaped, like they've
And what
got
code should he use?
TCB at checkout, 20% off and shipping. He's done it actually. He's got it. He's coming in the mail, so he'll be getting the Manscaped. And I'll tell you the time difference from an old school razor to the new one, and we'll see how it goes.
Beautiful.
Alrighty, we're doing agree or disagree this week. You guys know how it works. We've all got a couple of hot takes. We've got the paddles. We got the thumbs up for agree and the thumbs down for disagree. I'll start us off. I went to Coldplay, like I said earlier this week. That brings me up to 6 concerts for this year.
6.
And for me, boys, mine is concerts are so expensive these days that it's almost not worth going to. Agree or disagree? 3, 2, 1.
Triple agree.
Triple agree. So so I went to 3 Brown concerts this year, and I've been to 3 Western concerts. Let's call it that way.
Western.
So let's see. Okay, I'll rattle them off.
Yeah.
One of the Brown ones was, I can't even remember who it was. I just got
Anirudh?
dragged along. Nah, it wasn't Anirudh.
Yeah.
That one I didn't even pay, to be honest. So that one was fine. I was okay
Yeah.
with that. That's a tick. I got
Yeah.
a free ticket for that one. Anirudh, we paid about $200 to sit. I was actually all right with that one as well.
Yeah.
Because that was the best concert I reckon I went to this year.
Okay.
Easily, I reckon.
Then we went to AR Alman a few weeks ago. That one was also sitting. We paid $250 and we were like halfway into heaven, like almost in the nosebleeds. And that was silver.
Yeah.
So for me, that was pretty outrageous. And I remember we got there because I think you were sitting in bronze.
Dude, I was in bronze. I was actually, I think, at the highest point I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I was not on a flight.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking down and I felt like I got vertigo. Like, looking down. And I paid still like 180.
Those were still like 100,
yeah, 180 for that ticket.
for the cheapest ones,
Yeah.
all the way at the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I remember I got to silver and I got to my seat and like there was this group of people sitting in front of me. So we sit down and this guy in front of me, I'd never met this guy in my life, but this guy was, the show hadn't even started and this guy was already yelling out stuff to A.R. Altman. I was, bro, he's
probably
not
not
even
even
here.
here.
He can't hear you. This guy's full yelling stuff out in Tamil and like just a lot of carry on. And then obviously, I think he realized, he obviously realized he didn't care, but like the two people with him realized this guy was being a bit rowdy. So they were kind of looking around, being a bit sheepish. And then we were sitting behind him. My mom dropped her water bottle and it went under his seat. So I tapped him. I'm like, hey mate, like, sorry, can you just grab our water bottle?
Yeah.
And he looks back at me and then grabs the water bottle. And then as he's giving it to me, he looks at me. He's like, I know you from somewhere.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this happens to me often, but I'm like, fuck, I don't really want to talk about
Yeah,
the
well, here we
podcast now. And he's like, you're Raj Mooley's friend.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, excuse me? I think you might know me from somewhere else, mate.
Dude, that's
I've been demoted to Raj Mool. He's not even cousin, friend.
Yeah, not even cousin is crazy.
So then I'm like, oh yeah. Like I didn't even correct him. I'm like, yeah. Like I see him around. Like I see him pretty often. And then he's like, oh, let me call him right now. So this guy calls him. He's like, where are you? He calls me Taliban, which means like leader in Tamil.
Yeah.
He's like, where are you? And then like I think you just arrived there. And then he's like, oh, I'm sitting with someone you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, come sit with us. Like we got some free seats next to us. Mind you, this is not like a cinema where you can just go sit wherever you want. This is a sold out show. Everyone has their own set seats. So he's like, oh yeah, Raj, come. So Raj appears out of nowhere. This is at the ICC. So like you appear out of nowhere. He sees you see him, and he just starts yelling at you. And everyone's like full staring at us.
All
Like,
these aunties and uncles in saris and stuff sitting there, and this guy's just yelling at
Making
me.
a
And I'm,
nuisance.
So they had two seats right next to them to their right, and Raj was with his brother. So these guys, mind you, remember Raj said he was sitting up in the nosebleeds. He was trying to steal this seat. So these guys, and this was all the way at the end of the row.
Yeah.
So they made all the poor people get up.
Oh, come on,
And
Triple
Raj and his
Gs.
brother are not small people. So these guys are basically bullying and pushing people out of their way. And they sit down for all of, I want to say, 27 seconds. Mind you, in this 27 seconds, these guys had made a massive scene about it as well. Him and this guy were like yelling at the top of their lungs.
Dude.
And then you guys sat down. Literally, as you sat down, these like ladies came and were staring at the like end of the row. And they're looking at their phones, like at their tickets.
Like doing the
looking up
maths.
at the row. Looking back at their tickets, back at the row, and then obviously we knew what they were happening. And this guy's like full trying to hide behind.
I can imagine me and my brother hiding behind like the smallest three people you ever seen in your life.
And then obviously they came, they're like, you're in our seats.
Yeah.
So after making all that, like these, I can't describe how much they were yelling and how loud they were.
Dude.
Only for this guy to piss off literally 2 minutes later.
No, dude, Madhav, so shout out to Madhav. Like he's one of the craziest guys. So I literally like on the topic of concerts, we went to Georgia Smith this year also. Like big fan of her music. And I like said in the call, I was like, anyone who wants to come, like feel free to join us. Madhav was like, yeah, no worries. I'll be there. Like no worries. Like I'll be standing, whatever you want. I was like, sick. All right, it's $150. He was like, no worries, I'll pay. On the day of the concert, he's coming in from the from the west on the train, and he's like, oh, maybe I should listen to some music. So he's listening to the music of Georgia Smith on the way there. Doing the classic. He gets there. We're standing in actually the GA standing, whatever, waiting for her to come out at 8:50. So this is 10 minutes before she comes out. At 8:50, he turns to me and he looks me in the eye. He's like, what does she look like? And I was like, sorry? What do you mean? What does she look like? What have you paid $150 for? He's like, oh, look, like I've heard some of her songs, but I don't know what she looks like.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you even here, mate? Like, what
Just
are you
show
doing?
your wall screen paper.
Nah, relax. That's Vinny, bro. That's the wrong brown, mate. But yeah, he's a character. But yeah, A.R. Rahman actually, I think just in general was a bit overrated. Like,
But in general, we're talking all concerts.
Yeah, concerts.
So Coldplay, we were sitting. That was about $180 per person. We went to, who's the other Western concert I went to this year? I went to Glass Animals. That was a pop-up show.
Did you go
that was
Travis
like $50.
weekend?
No, I didn't go to any of those ones. But those were expensive.
Those are expensive, yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I told the story to you guys a few times. There was a guy that I know got tickets for Travis for $30, and he made a scene about it. So
that's another thing, right? So like everyone like full tries to buy these. Like Coldplay, for example, went on sale November last year. I remember I bought the tickets 20th of November last year.
Yeah.
And like it was a full battle to try and get in and get tickets. At one point, we couldn't get tickets for Sydney, so we bought tickets for Melbourne.
Yep.
And then we somehow got in for Sydney, so we bought two sets of tickets, right?
Yep.
And then same thing for like Travis and like the weekend.
And
then now I'm hearing people are buying tickets literally 20 minutes before the show.
$40.
For $40.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a stitch up. Like, why would you like go through that whole hassle when you could I'm just going to wait now for all these concerts on the day. Just hope
That's
that
what I do now. Like, I literally got tickets for the weekend because me and my mate were like, oh, there's tickets for $60. And it went down, seated tickets from like 180 or something. So we got tickets for $60. And I'm like,
That's worth it. That's
at that
worth it
level,
to go.
yeah, 100%. I reckon concerts are worth it. But the original price you buy tickets for, like things like, like Anirudh was different, but like A.R. Rahman and like things like $200, $300.
Yeah.
Definitely not worth it. In this economy, like no
And
way.
the thing, I saw those $30, $40 tickets were like restricted view or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, it's still a pretty good view.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking that any day of the week.
I honestly blame Taylor Swift for this. Like, I reckon before she came, people were like, I think it was just like pretty cheap tickets. And then she came 4 shows. She sorted all the shows at her price, right? Basically. And like now everyone's just, you're paying out the wazoo, bro, to see a guy that you listen to in Apple Music for free. So I'm
exactly.
like, you could go to like a music festival and get 10 times as many artists for probably half the price. Not to
Depends
mention
on
like,
what festival it is, though. Sometimes it's like triple the price.
yeah, fine. But like you can but then there's the dynamic pricing as well, which we fell victim. I don't think we've actually talked about this.
No,
on the
let's talk
podcast.
about this. Just, dude, that was actually one of the most frustrating moments of my life.
Yeah.
So we were sitting here in this studio actually
were
recording the
recording an
podcast,
episode.
and at 12 o'clock the F1 tickets were coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Sen and I got our laptops out.
And this is
It's
the pre-sale as well. So
Yeah.
not even the proper sale. It's the pre-sale.
So
Yeah.
we're sitting here at like 11:30. Like we get the laptops out. We sit in the queue. No
Yeah.
dramas. By the way, the tickets that we planned on buying were $500 for the weekend.
Yeah. That's
And
grandstand. Like
grandstand.
city.
Grandstand 2 days. And it's the same tickets we've been buying basically for the last 2-3
Last 3
years.
years,
Exactly.
Yeah, easy.
So we get there. We're on the ticket. Like whatever. We're like 400th in the queue. So we get into the. I think Priyanka, Sen's partner, gets into the line.
Yeah.
She's first in.
Yeah.
She then gets in. There's like maybe a handful of tickets remaining.
Yeah.
She probably started at like what 1,000th in the queue.
Yeah.
Me and you were maybe 6,000th in the queue. So we gave up.
We were
Yeah.
nowhere,
We
right?
had one
Yeah.
chance.
So we
Yeah.
were coaching Priyanka. We were like a FaceTime video call.
she
We're like,
got a video up and was showing us the screen.
so there's a few
Backseat
tickets
coaching.
left, and there's 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
So me, Sen, Priyanka, my partner Cindy, we're all gonna go.
Yeah.
There's a row of 5.
Yeah.
We hit 4 tickets.
Yeah.
In the row of 5.
Yeah.
They say no bingo. You can't leave an empty seat.
You can't leave an empty seat on
Yeah.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
So we
so
had
weird.
4. We
Yeah.
had 4 in the checkout,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't let us continue the payment.
Yeah.
because you have to buy a 5th one. And guess how much the tickets were? So we said what? It was meant to be $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess how
Surely
much
like
one
what,
ticket was?
600, 700?
Mate, 850.
Eight.
Are you
800.
taking the piss?
Yeah.
So
800.
We had to pay $300 more than what we wanted for 4. And we
then
had to buy
buy
a 5th one for no reason at
And
$850.
you're like, no one like Rama's gonna pay $800 for something.
Well-
like if they're not like a big fan, right? They're gonna find a big fan to
Yeah.
get the 5th ticket to.
Luckily, I think with the F1, there are people ravenous.
They're ravenous
Yeah.
for it. So it's been
Okay.
easy to sell. Anyways, we didn't do that
Yeah, because it's stupid.
because we're like, this is just silly, right?
Yeah.
So now we're looking around, tickets getting sold left, right, and
Yeah.
center. And for $850, Raj, we've got, I'm sitting separately.
oh no,
Sen's sitting separately.
I'm in a restricted view.
For
probably the best view there.
$850.
I'm going to stare at a pole for 2 hours. The
And the girls will sit together.
girls
So-
somehow
yeah.
so we got 2 together.
But to be fair, I think this is a big thing now. Like AR Rahman said things. So we had a group of like 10 of us and we're like, oh, let's all get tickets together. And we got in like at 12 o'clock straight away. Got in straight away. And there was like 2 tickets by like together or 3 tickets like together. So we like everyone to get like in little groups. Just like, my mates were in front of him. Then like me and my brother were somewhere separate. And then like the weirdest thing is like after like an hour and a half, they were like all of a sudden 10 seats by themselves together. Like,
Pop up.
yeah, 12 seats by themselves together. So I don't know if
Yeah.
they're just trying to like, they do this because they know people are going to be coming in and like straight away at 12. Like,
maybe. But dude, I'm paying $850 Sen,
Yeah,
to
just
sit
by
by
yourself.
myself.
But also, so with that was the pre-sale. Then the next day they had the actual sale, and we're like, all right, we're gonna try again. We're
Yeah.
gonna try and buy 4 together, and we can just sell off the other 4.
Yeah.
We all get ready. 12 o'clock. Enter the thing. Website goes down.
Really?
Yeah.
Their website crashed the next day, and they're like, we're gonna run it back the next day, 24 hours later. So we then ran it back.
On Reddit, some bloke is like, I took leave for this.
Oh,
Went
no.
down.
Dude, and then so then the next day, same thing. We run it back, and this time they had separate queues for every single grandstand.
Oh, okay.
It was fucked,
cooked,
man.
though.
I got it. I was on the waiting room half an hour before.
Yep.
I was on my work Wi-Fi, so I had the VPN. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is good. No, I'm
Yeah.
sure no one else in my company is trying to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should be able to get straight in. I was maybe 1,000th in line.
Really?
By the time I got in, all gone.
No bingo.
And we were trying different grandstands. We were trying park passes just for
Yeah.
fun. All gone. Dude, the F1 tickets to shit were fucked.
I thought they kind of died. Like, I thought the hype was the first couple of years after
No,
COVID.
dude,
but now
it's
it's
getting
getting
popular
more
and
and
popular
more.
every
Yeah.
year.
No, the surge pricing is a scourge, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like scalping, but for the other way around.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
like
mean?
so-
It's like illegal
for
for
them.
me
Like-
to scalp.
Yeah, but for them, it's all of a sudden like allowed.
And it's like so hard to plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if I had like a budget. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but imagine, right?
Yeah, imagine I planned out
Yeah,
my
so
life.
The tickets got like, almost 50%, like more than 50%
Yeah, it's
more
150%.
expensive.
Yeah. That's
Outrageous.
$850 for 2 days that is crack behavior.
Yeah,
that's actually
right.
off the chains.
Instant noodles. But yeah, where
Yeah.
were we?
Yeah, concerts.
Concert tickets.
Derailed.
Yeah,
Tickets in general to events, very expensive
Yeah.
these
Okay.
days.
100%. All right. Agree or disagree? Drivers who are under the speed limit should get fined as much as drivers who drive over the speed limit.
All right.
All right.
3, 2, 1. No way.
I'm a huge believer of
So-
this.
Send him
Raj
triple
has gone,
cheese.
me and Raj have gone agree, and
Yeah.
Bro, shock, the slowest driver here, has gone disagree.
Also rocked up 30 minutes late today morning. What a shame.
How can you agree with this?
Hot take, I think driving slower is more dangerous
Is more
than driving
dangerous.
faster.
It is 100% more dangerous because when you're driving faster.
Here we go.
Okay, I mean, I think it's obviously both dangerous.
Before
but
you go on, Raj, how many times have you been suspended from your license?
if anyone is listening, I mean, yeah, it's been twice. But this is also when I was a P plater, so I feel like you're more
Reckless.
reckless, and also like you have less demerit points, so it's bound to happen regardless.
what it is,
yeah,
yeah.
it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I reckon no, as a slow driver, I think in society, like you're just imparting like even this morning, I'm driving 60 zone, someone's going 40.
That's
like,
too slow.
That's way too slow. Like, isn't surely at that point like you're backing up traffic? There's like a lot more traffic on a Saturday
And
morning.
you're creating traffic.
Yeah, like this is how traffic
It's
is created.
artificial traffic.
Yeah. And I'm like, at this point, surely like you know what you're doing. You just, go up to the speed limit. And there's no like legislation in part for this. Like that's got to be, I think, looked at.
I think there
Right.
is. If you go too slow, you can get fined.
Nah.
I think that actually is
Really?
a thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I think you have to be going
Yeah, you have
outrageously.
to go like 30 and a 60 or
Yeah,
something.
okay.
And I think it's more being a nuisance, like you're holding people up.
Exactly.
Yeah, as in you're holding people up, but there's also like, you're not like you're like, yeah, you're just making it bad for everyone else on the road. Like
I find
traffic.
slower drivers more unpredictable than faster drivers.
Yeah.
Faster
okay.
drivers, they just want to do one thing, overtake you and go.
Yeah.
And
Slower
it's safe.
drivers, what's their motive? What's their agenda?
Especially
I
there's,
don't
like,
know.
There's 3 in the 3 lanes. Like, which lane do I go in? Because you're all going like 40, right?
That is actually a good point. I do take a little bit more care when there's someone slow because I think they're not confident.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, oh, maybe I'll just like, I
Yeah.
won't stay in their blind spot. I'll just stay a bit before and then just like zoom up and
But that's my
overtake
thing.
them.
Like, I think being a fast driver is not as bad as being a not confident driver. Like being a
What
driver
about a not confident fast driver?
you shouldn't be driving at all. I reckon.
that is the worst combination.
Yeah, no, because I think people who are not confident, like they can't make those specific second decisions. Like you, like with the ones who like break at like a yellow light and then like get rear-ended, like things like that. But it's like if you're not a confident driver and
You would
you're
just run the red light.
yeah,
Okay.
like yeah,
So 60, let's say 60 zone. Actually,
Yeah.
let's say 70 zone.
okay.
What's slow driving to you in a 70 zone?
Anything?
Below 50.
Oh, dude,
So
of
20 or
course.
under?
Yeah,
No, I
that's-
reckon 60 or under. Like if you're going like if you're going even like 55, like it's a noticeable traffic, especially on like a 70 road. Like the higher like the
You know what?
higher
I'm
the
actually
thing
going
is.
to turn around. That's okay. Sorry. I
Yeah.
thought you were thinking like in a 70 zone, if this bloke's going 65.
Oh,
he's
no,
too
some,
slow.
no.
some days 65 is a bit of a rogue one,
Nah,
but
it's gotta be at least more than 10, 15.
Yeah, if you're going 10 below,
Yeah, I
and it's
agree.
like for example, like Windsor Road or something like that, and
70.
everyone's going like 80 or 70, and you're going like 60 in a 70 zone, it's a noticeable difference. Like
You
you,
know
can
what?
tell.
I'm actually going to turn around and
Yeah.
disagree. So I misunderstood this.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought it
no.
was you're
like
being
68 in a 70.
Yeah, yeah,
no,
that's
I'm not that much of a
taking the
fiend, but
So on a 70 zone,
Yeah.
how fast are you going?
I'm going 70 minimum.
You going 80?
I go
Yeah.
because your speedometer is always overstating your speed.
3 or 2
right?
kilometers.
And
Yeah,
often with the guns or the speed camera, I'm pretty sure there's a 10-kilometer leeway.
Okay.
it's a 5, I think.
Is a 5?
Yeah.
So that's why I always try and
7.
go 5 to 10 above because I know
Yeah.
I'm always going to be either on or just under.
Yeah, like if there's no one in front of me, I'm going minimum 74 in a 70 zone.
Yeah.
Right. But like anything below, I think like 65, you're just a hoon. Like you're just like being as much as a menace to someone who's going like too fast.
And for our American listeners, we're talking in kilometers, not in miles.
yeah.
So if you go, let's say 110,
Yeah.
what's your threshold there? Because I feel like the faster the speed limit, the more over you can go. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just vibe that. That's
It's
just my,
110 I can go up to. Yeah.
On the
100.
way up north, like for our road trip a few weeks ago, I think I was going maybe like 120, 125.
Yeah.
I reckon that's fair. But if someone's going like 100, like it's a huge difference, 100 to 110, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling if you're going below 100, if you're going like 95, like
Like
the L plate is
L-platers.
oh mate, like just stick to the left and get out of the way, right?
Well, my favorite
So-
was when we were in Japan. You can go speed up to 40 kilometers over the speed limit and not get fined.
Sorry.
So on the highways, I think 150 in a tunnel.
What?
Yeah.
How are you not getting fined for going 150?
We were driving. I looked to Miguel to my left. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Can you tell me what's the fastest I can drive without copping
Yeah.
a fine?"
and he said 40 kilometers.
40
over.
kilometers. I'm like, "Let's go, brother."
Well, there we go. Fair enough.
All right,
All
bro.
right.
What do you got?
next one. Agree or disagree? There should never be more than 3 rounds in an interview process. 3, 2, 1.
I'll disagree. So I've gone disagree. Ro and Raj have both gone agree.
Yeah.
I'll say at junior levels, anything manager and below, even manager maybe, but at junior levels, I agree.
Mhm.
It should be max 3. But the more senior you go, like if you're hiring a C-suite
Yeah.
level or a director level, absolutely you need to go through like 4 or 5 rounds.
I think it is a HR screen.
Yep.
It is a interview with your manager,
Yep.
maybe even a group interview.
Yep.
And maybe if it's like a software engineering job, it's like a take-home case study
Yeah.
presentation
Case study,
sort of situation.
assignment, something like that. Assessment. Yeah.
Anything more than that, overkill. Let's say it's a C-suite executive or director level. Forget the HR screen. Don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it would be. Maybe it's just the presentation. Low-key, it should just be one.
Yeah.
I think, but you would have like, if you're C-suite, you might have to meet with the board, like interviews with the board, other C-suite level
Surely,
people as
yeah.
well. The
Maybe-
people who report to you like 360 level. So like your above reports and your below reports, maybe same level reports. But when you're paying a person that much money, you want to make sure you're getting the right
But still,
person.
like, surely 4 is a bit excessive. Like,
Four's
4, 5 is
excessive.
I agree.
excessive.
At our levels, I would say even 3 is pushing it.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 at
I reckon,
most.
1 or 2. Like, I'm a huge believer of like reference, like getting referred to someone. Like, so it's like someone gets, like, you get referred to a job and like you get like, you know, the HR screen, you get like 1 interview, maybe like maximum 2 interviews, and that's it. Like,
Job done.
I think, 3, like anyone up to like, again, like a senior manager level, there's no reason for you to be doing like more than like a 2 or 3 like rounds of interviews.
Have you ever been, what's your most number of rounds you've ever had to do?
Both my jobs were 5 each.
5 each?
Yeah. That was actually insane.
That's crazy.
That's actually,
No, but
and these
also-
are like low, like obviously like not like a senior manager level, like level,
No,
right?
low level, entry
You've
level.
known him for years.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
he's
I
not a
know.
senior.
I know
No,
what
but
a
it
monkey
also
work
makes
to do.
sense if you're at a smaller, like a startup.
Yeah.
It makes sense that you have, because it makes sense to meet everyone there. But if you're in a bigger organization, then I feel like you have to have less interviews, if that makes sense.
So for me, for example,
Because your place, let's say maybe
Yeah.
50 people at most, right?
Yeah, so 60
I don't even
people.
know how many in Sydney, but like,
Yeah. Less than 15 in Sydney.
so
Okay.
I reckon you'd probably want to meet everyone. Like they want to be comfortable with you in such
Yeah.
a small organization because you're gonna have so much responsibility, right?
Man,
So
I was
they have
meeting
to
everyone.
trust you.
I was meeting people twice.
yeah. 5 interviews, you may as well be best mates with them.
I
mate.
already met you.
Yeah. Like,
And
why
like-
are you here again?
Like,
What are you doing here,
Maybe I
man?
just forgot.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
No, but it's like such a slog when
Yeah,
you're doing.
it
It's
is,
like
it is.
And
it's
it's
so
such a time-
mentally taxing.
Yeah, it's like such a big time like process. Like actually, one of my mates, he like shout out to him. He got like actually recently got a job. at
Shout
like,
him out then. Give us his name.
Kieran, my mate Kieran. He got a job at like Google actually quite like recently. But he told me like apparently the things were like 7 or 8 interviews in 2 weeks. he had
I've
to do.
heard Google is insane. Like,
like
they put
7
you through the
in
ringer.
2 weeks is cracked.
Like they want to make sure you want this job, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
like
Yeah.
he like really had to work for it. But like I'm telling you, yeah, dude. I think in my experience, I think my first like proper legal job, it was 2 interviews, like the whole interview process with like the partners and stuff like that. And then every other one after that was like literally, if I got referred or something, it was like 1 interview with the partner and like 1 HR screen. That's it. And it's like anything more than that, like who you
but those
gonna,
like
who you gonna
grad
yap
jobs,
to?
right? I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
like who you gonna yap to? Like who wants to talk to me? Like besides the person I'm gonna work right underneath, right?
You know what I found the most bullshit was like those like for Big Four, like those assessment centers they made you do for like grad.
Oh yeah,
Bro, what a load of bullshit that
GA,
was.
like the general
like
ability
you come
test,
in and you do like
NAPLAN
No, no, no.
level.
He's talking about getting in and it's like group interviews and like
group
it's like,
interviews.
It's like
Hunger
problem
Games.
solving.
You- They bring you all in, like 30, 40 of you, and then they do like little group interviews and like exercise, and they're just watching you do like little group
they're just
activities.
like writing notes and stuff.
Yeah, they're writing
also.
notes and stuff.
That's a
I'm
bit
like, bro,
rude.
relax. You're trying to hire an auditor, not a fucking brain surgeon.
and you get like the base salary also after all of this.
After all
That's
this,
the
you're
worst.
getting 50K, including super.
Mate,
Man,
at this point,
relax.
what am I here for?
I remember I was applying for a what do they call cadetship
Yeah,
in
yeah,
uni
yeah.
or something like that, or just after high school. And it's for BDO, the accounting firm.
Yep.
Yeah, give
And I
him a
got,
shout out.
Yeah,
I got, I
why
got, I got
not?
put into one of these assessment centers, and it was so pretentious. It was not even funny.
Yeah.
Because they know everyone's watching. Everyone just has this weird aura about them.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to be a bit of a leader.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I hate
can
it. I
you
was
just
gonna-
jog
Bro,
on?
it's like, give me the job, mate. I'm
Yeah.
not here for any of
No,
this.
but I don't mind the whole situation, but how
The
people,
people
act,
act.
Yeah.
in that situation is the most like hair raising thing I've
Yeah.
ever
And the thing, it's
experienced.
such bullshit because no one's gonna act like that in your normal day-to-day
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
This is just a big show that
Yeah.
people put on
Yeah,
for
and
a
so,
one-off.
there was like I remember vividly. There was like a girl.
Call her out. What's her name?
I don't remember.
Fair
There was like a girl, and she was like, maybe like a bit less quiet. She was a bit
Yeah.
more quiet, sorry, I should say. And like everyone's like, oh, you know, Ella, what do you think, Ella?
Oh.
How do you feel about this?
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, bro, Ella doesn't want to speak, yeah?
I was like, I don't give a shit about this, man.
Ella regrets being here.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
What?
And so everyone's like, and then someone would chuck out like a really dumb idea.
Yeah.
And then everyone would have to act as if it was like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, that's really
Like,
interesting.
let's circle back to this later and like do one of those. Oh, bro.
Get rid of it.
I want to quickly do a drive-by in Westpac while we're here. So this is a couple of years ago. This is during COVID. I applied for a strategy role at Westpac, and
Yeah.
then the HR called me, and they're like, "Oh, like I applied, I got through." The HR called me. He's like, "You know, it'll be a 2-interview process. First interview, you will meet with so and so. You know, it'll just be a get to know you, and then if you get through, the second one will be a case study. This is like strategy consulting kind of thing." I'm like, "All right, cool, sounds good." So I prepare like my normal behavioral questions, a bit about myself, a couple of jokes, blah blah blah. it was on Zoom at home. I put myself, I think I was at KPMG at the time. I think I just put myself into a fake meeting so no one knew I was doing this interview.
Yep.
Entered the Zoom. The guy was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. You know, I'll start with a few behavioral questions and then we're going to do a 45-minute case study.
Sorry.
And then I think he saw the color just drain from my face. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then we proceeded to do the worst case study of all time as he literally like spoon-fed me the answers. So safe to say, I didn't get a second interview there. And the whole time, like, the fucking HR stitched me up, right? I asked the woman specifically, will there be a case study? She's like, no, it'll be the second round.
Surely they're going to let you prepare for something also, right?
Yeah, you got to tell me.
45 minutes is not short.
Dude, I like mumbled and stumbled my way through there. Oh, it was so... And at the end, I apologized to the guy.
Sorry for wasting your time.
Sorry for wasting your time. I'm so sorry for this. Oh, God. All right. Me again. All right, my next one. I'm about to slander my own people, but that's all right.
Brown people?
Yeah.
Not brown people. Agree or disagree? The Hills is the most boring place in Sydney.
Ooh.
3, 2, 1... I've gone agree. You two have both gone disagree. All right. Boys, there's nothing to do here.
Mate, Castle Towers, I will not have you besmirch
right there.
Castle Towers and Castle Mall, home of my deli.
And the $10 haircuts?
And the $10 haircuts. I mean...
You go first. Yeah, I want to hear what you think.
I want to hear why he thinks it's the most boring part of
Why do you
Sydney.
think it's the worst?
There's no culture here. There's no fun activities. There's no nightlife. It's just older people. We've got Hillsong.
Mate, we've got Swing City, mate. We're going there tonight. I'll see you there,
Swing
mate.
City's the only fun thing that we have here.
Oh,
Name
maybe
another
Swing
one.
City's pretty boring as well.
It is.
So
It's so
average.
bad.
It is
And then
so average.
don't get me started on Holy Moly. Holy Moly, I reckon, has got a shelf life of one use. That's
As
it.
in, you
you couldn't go
once.
again.
Yeah. You got to go once.
We
and you
have
know the
nothing else here, dude. It's so boring.
I'll say...
And we're so far away from anything remotely fun.
Moto Mio, one of the most underrated Italian spots in Sydney. Not to be confused with Moto Moto, the Japanese place.
The one right next to Evans Cinemas.
Yeah.
That's ball knowledge.
But there's, mate, look, I mean, the most boring, it is boring.
Yeah.
Granted.
Yeah.
Name me a more boring place in Sydney.
I don't know. There's probably heaps
Dude,
of
you got
places.
like Penrith, you got what? Aqua Golf?
Dude, yeah,
Penrith
that's
is
already
poppin'.
better than
Okay, yeah,
anything
fair
we
enough.
have.
True. Aqua Golf
And you
is
got the
pretty-
Penrith
What's in
RSL.
Dundas? What's in Dundas?
Oh, yeah.
So you're just sniping different suburbs.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
Carlingford.
I
These
definitely
places
think-
are so nondescript. No one, I reckon if you ask someone in like Vaucluse, do you know where Dundas is?
Yeah.
I reckon they don't know where the hills
But
is
is
too.
that in Perth? No, they would at least know of the hills, I feel. So of the places of note in
Yeah.
Sydney, it's the most boring.
What's like Hornsby,
The Shire, like
Thornley,
ooh.
like Upper North Shore?
Like Chatswood, no, but they have Chatswood in that area, right?
No, that's
So-
the lower North Shore. Hornsby's the upper North Shore.
Yeah.
And I agree, there's nothing there as well.
that
Nah, Manly.
Yeah,
got the
actually,
beach.
I'll give you that. Hornsby is so
Yeah.
bad.
Like that's what I think. I feel like
But the thing is, I don't think people from Hornsby claim it to be
Yeah.
anything more than it is. Whereas you pick up people in the hills who try
Yeah.
and, gas it up a bit.
yeah, anyone who says like the hills is like the most exciting place to be is like
I don't think I've heard anyone say
Dude,
that.
I went to school in the hills and like I had mates who were like this is like the best place to live. Like this is the place to like hang out. And I'm
I
like
think it is a good place to live.
it's a good place to live, but like what are you gonna do here like on a weekend? Like I don't think I'd come out like
Dural, mate. Look, the Hills includes Dural. The Hills is including like Richmond, low key,
Windsor, you reckon?
Windsor. You can't include
Windsor.
Wiseman's Ferry.
But there's beautiful Kenhurst, mate. Beautiful acreage, beautiful things to do. You can ride
Yes,
horses.
as a young 20-year-old, you want to go
a
running around
young
with the
brown
horses.
20-year-old going to look at the horses. No, I think I agree with Rohit. I'm like I think it's definitely not like
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying
I'm
it's
not,
popping
yeah,
off.
it's definitely not the best, but it's like
It's livable.
there is worse places out
It's the
there.
bare minimum.
Yeah.
It's livable. Alrighty, Raj, what have you got?
All right, boys, agree or disagree? Sydney traffic is not as bad as we think it is. So we'll go 3, 2, 1.
Well, I mean, depends on what you're comparing it to. I'm
Yes.
going to disagree. But
Okay.
Raj and I again on the same page. Triple Cheese and I.
Yeah.
If we're comparing it to anywhere in Australia, then I think, yes, it's the worst traffic.
Yeah.
But if we're
okay.
comparing it to, I don't know, Mumbai or
Okay, well,
Bali or something.
leaving South Asia out of this, I think still comparing it to like first world countries, I don't think it's as bad as some other countries out there. Like yesterday, for example, we were discussing London. Like,
Yeah.
we had relatives that come over from London, and they've been saying like they're talking about like driving in London and the way like it's a double lane street, but there's still 2 cars parked. And you like
on either side.
yeah, you gotta go like wait in like a little space, come out every single time you're driving down the street. And like I was like again, like I was in Toronto last year, and like the traffic at like
Toronto
peak
traffic
hour,
is pretty cool.
peak hour traffic, it's like legitimately you take another extra hour to get home.
New York.
Anywhere you go, it's like I'm going to my cousin's house and it's like an extra hour to go there.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, Sydney in general, I think is not as bad as we make it out to be.
The traffic's all right.
But isn't that just also we have a smaller population?
Yeah.
If you compare it to cities with a similar population, I would say our
I don't think
traffic
Toronto has a huge population, right? Like, what is their population?
I
Like,
would imagine it's at least
but
a couple
like,
million more.
I mean, obviously London, a lot of people living in that little area. Like,
Yeah,
what about
exactly.
compared to Sydney, like Melbourne,
comfortably
Perth?
ours is worse.
yeah. As in, but I think as in-
Adelaide?
yeah.
Okay, there's no traffic in Adelaide. I can
And
tell
there's
you
no
that.
people in Adelaide also, on a side note.
So it's a population thing.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a
maybe
population
that's
thing,
true.
but I think also like our roads are quite good. Like theoretically, like the ways to get places, we have motorways, we've got freeways, we've got like different ways to get places. Like I feel like, for example, Melbourne, it's just the motorway or nothing. Like you get on the motorway, you go on the motorway. That's all.
Okay.
That's all you're doing, right?
But isn't the problem also just when you're in traffic, everyone else is also just a bit of a gronk on the road?
I mean, that's true. Coming back to the point
Everyone's
about people
aggressive.
driving slowly, like people driving slowly gets more traffic. But aggressive drivers. I just don't think it's. I think when I was driving the other day, I was like, oh, it's actually not too bad if you're like not in a rush to go somewhere. Like if you're
Yeah.
like driving like comfortably, you're like,
Yeah.
Problem with Sydney, everyone's in a rush to go
Yeah,
somewhere.
That's true, but I don't know. I've come around to it. Sydney, not as bad as we make it seem.
All right,
Okay.
Ro, what do you got?
All right, next up, agree or disagree? Remote workers should be paid less than office workers. 3, 2,
I don't need to wait. Big agree. Massive agree.
Yeah, I feel like this makes sense for both of us also.
Oh my
Huge
God.
work from home
All right, let me
merchants.
ask quickly. Ro, when was the last time you went to the office?
Actually, last week. But then before that, maybe 4 months ago.
All right, Raj, when
I
was the
honestly
last
don't know. I got to think back on this, so give me some time. But
So shock horror. The two people who don't go in disagree.
Did I
And
say just you should be paid more?
because I'm doing extra work. No, but my thing is, okay, no, yeah, I want to hear the one who's standing
Mate,
out. Yeah.
I go in 3 days a week. I make the effort to get up, get dressed, get on the metro. Pay me more, mate.
But if you're doing the same job at home,
Yeah.
you think you deserve less? Same job.
Same amount of work.
But there's something nice about going in, and I find it.
Mate, I'm not arguing the benefits of going
Yeah.
into the
productivity
office.
in the office, I feel,
I
is
don't know
higher
though.
than at home.
I feel like productivity because I feel like you get more distracted
I'm
in
such
the
a
office.
shill for big
Yeah,
corporate.
you are though. Like every time I listen to you guys talk about big corporate and stands on that side, I'm like, no. But for example, like you go into the office, like you'd see someone you know that's like a 10-minute conversation.
Bang.
Coffee break, another
Bang.
10-minute conversation. Bro, at home it's like who? Me and my mom. Like who am I going to talk to?
No,
What
Not
do
my
you
mom.
mean? You got every other distraction at
Yeah,
home. You can
but
go
I
to the
reckon-
shops. You can play
Yeah,
on your
that's
PlayStation.
true. That is true. But like, I think when you need to grind something out, being at home is so much easier to grind something out. Like, there's no one like in your space.
But forget the productivity.
Yeah.
Dare I suggest, honestly, hot take, we should probably be paid more. There's no office costs.
Yeah, look, this is about my pictures. You.
Let's say, right, there's no real estate costs, no, none of this, none of that. Where's that extra money going? Back to the shareholders? No, that should be going into my pocket, dare I
That's
suggest.
not how business works, though.
I mean-
Shareholders come first.
That's true. That's true. We're nothing if not for the shareholders. But no, I think paid the same is, I think, valid. Because I mean,
But what's the argument about being paid less? I don't even understand the
Yeah.
Because
argument.
you could go get another job, and I'd have no idea.
Sorry, what's it to you?
I mean,
You could be working 2 hybrid jobs.
I definitely have heard of people that did that. Like they were coming in the office
Mate, there
maybe
were so many people.
2 or
who-
3 days a week.
Yeah.
And the other 2 days they were working from home. They'd be running something else 2 days a week from home. And then, like they'll be like, yep, 2 days and then the weekend. So 4 days of that.
I don't know, because I feel like there's a stigma that remote working is like equated to laziness, maybe.
Yeah.
So if me, as a good working little
Yeah.
worker bee that goes in every day, I should be rewarded for that.
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
be
yeah.
paid more.
So I think
You need to cover my costs of travel, eating out,
Mate, that's what the
etc.,
taxpayers are
etc.
for, bro.
I think the assumption that remote workers are lazy comes from it's a projection because you
Yeah.
yourself at home were
'Cause
lazy.
you
so you
would
think everyone
love
else is
to-
lazy.
If you weren't 3 days a day, like a week in office, how much would you go in?
What do you mean?
Honestly, like if you weren't compulsory 3 days a week, how many days would you go in?
I would still probably,
Yeah,
I'd still probably go in quite a bit.
like 2 or 3 days, maybe.
because my whole team goes in. Like I go in the least at 3
Yeah.
days a week. Everyone else on my team goes in like 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days.
So
Okay.
even just because of that, I'm like, fuck, I need to get in there. Otherwise, they're going
Yeah.
to forget that I exist.
Mate, the remote work is beautiful. The talent pool opens up. You don't have to hire based on geography. Mate, the world is your oyster. I think it's beautiful.
You're working from the
but
beach. You're
that
working
only,
from.
It only works for like really tech jobs.
Yeah.
If you're working in any other, like sales, for example, I feel like you
Mate.
need to be out there and about meeting your clients.
I worked a sales job and
Yeah.
that was also fully remote. I'm a fully, well, COVID hit. And then
Yeah.
to be fair, we were selling like GoTo, which is basically Zoom.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you're selling tech, right?
Yeah.
Tech sales. If you're in any other kind of sales, you need to be out there meeting your clients, shaking their hands, carrying
looking them in the
babies.
eye when you sell them a dream.
Yeah, mate, you're losing those soft skills, those
Yeah.
human skills.
I don't need them, bro. I get
I
enough.
don't know. As in, to for example, like my brother, he's a doctor, so obviously remote
Okay,
work
so
is
that's
not an
not even
option,
an option
right?
for him.
But I feel like if I gave him the option, he'd be like 100%. If you could,
Yeah, telehealth.
yeah, dude, telehealth. Like, isn't my GP like she would do consultations on the phone only, and we're paying like out the wazoo for like a telehealth consultation. So
No, but I've heard stories about your GP. bro. She's a nightmare.
She's a drive-by GP. So, as in, basically during COVID, she'd be like, "Yeah, come up to the surgery, put the window down, and I'll come see you through the window."
Oh, what?
And I'm like, how am I doing a consultation through the window right now? And she'd be like, checking my fucking ear, checking my mouth, like doing like a test. Like she's masked up in like some kind of like hazmat suit. And I'm like, what is going on here?
You
But
just get a new GP.
yeah,
bro.
dude, jeez.
I don't understand telehealth low-key, just as an aside. Because
I think it's a scam.
when the GP comes, they check my throat, they shine the light in my, you know.
What are you doing over the phone, brother?
I mean, there's a lot, like when I used to look at like personal injury claims and stuff, there's a lot of like people who are claiming for like injuries at work, and they'd get their assessment based on someone telehealth. And it's like, oh, I know, I did this to my knee. And then they're like, oh yeah, the knee looks a bit cool. Bang, this is the percentage we're gonna give you. And I'm like, have you even checked this guy properly? You have no idea what his like actual like impairment is. And just be like, oh, it looks about like a 17% like impairment or something. So
I don't know. Think about it, right? If you're a business owner and you're going to pay a guy who's going to come in 5 days a week, you see what he does a great job, maybe 100K, or to your point, you might have to pay someone completely remote 5 days a week. You never see this guy. You don't know what he does.
Yeah.
He could be offshoring your work to someone else. 150K. Who are you choosing?
As in, well, obviously I'm choosing the cheaper option.
yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, but that's just because I'm
Fine,
business
all
owner.
things being equal, 100K for both.
100K each. I'm choosing the bloke or the woman who has the best output.
Thank you for that.
Let's say it's all equal.
I'm
But one
choosing-
you're seeing 5 days a week, one you never see and you don't know what he's doing.
All else is equal. I'll take the in-person guy.
There you go.
No,
Done.
only
because I can
because
see the work he's doing.
Done.
no,
There you go. You
no.
just answered my
no,
question.
only because I get to see the bloke, right? But
There
if
you
there's
go.
any discrepancy,
No, but your thing is like paying less. I think there's no reason. I'm like, if it's
Well, I'm saying all things equal.
no. If you're saying like they should be paid less, if someone's getting a remote worker, you're paying him 80K, like or something.
Yeah.
Like that's like I feel like at that point it's like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so to your point, why would you pay remote workers more?
the same. They
The
deserve
same.
the same
Fine.
wage.
Yeah,
Even
the
the
same.
same, you still said you want to see the person. So
No, as in if it's like
that's all thing equal.
all things equal,
Yeah.
but everything
it's
is
never
not all
gonna be
equal.
like that. It's never gonna be like that.
Yeah. And I would like to say, like, because this is me being honest, right? Obviously, I'd choose the bloke who I can see and, I can shake his hand, make a
well
new
done.
friend.
Welcome to the big world, Ro.
No, but I'm not going to argue about productivity at all. It just makes, everyone's life easier. They deserve
Yeah.
the same wage because I am an output man. I don't care if you're
I see
working 40
results
hours.
only, yeah.
I don't care if you're working 60 hours. I don't care if you're working 20 hours.
Yeah.
If the job gets done, the job gets done.
100%.
Who am I to micromanage this guy's life?
Yeah.
Amen.
So tell micromanagement that. Anyway, last one, Ro.
Last one, agree or disagree. Job hopping every 2 years is the only way to get ahead. 3, 2, 1.
I think that's just facts.
Oh,
whoa.
Rowie.
Okay, so me and Raj have said agree. Rose said disagree. Alrighty.
All right, hit us. What you think?
I think it's dependent on, like, I think if you're working in corporate, if you're working as like a big four, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
where your life is meaningless
Okay.
and they simply don't care about you, you're just a number. I think fair enough, leave every 2 years, right?
Yep.
I think if you work at smaller companies, loyalty is rewarded, and especially at startups, when the company grows, your scope and your job also grows as well. I think there's no need. But if you're working as an accountant, mate, go for your life.
Yeah.
I agree. I think if you're in like consulting or law
Yeah.
or finance, I've seen it firsthand. It's probably better to keep jumping around every few
100%.
years. It's guaranteed pay bump, probably a better title.
Less work maybe sometimes.
Yeah, less work.
You'll take all of that, man. You'll take all of that. Yeah, I agree with you. I think 100%.
But
like,
yeah, I think it's situational based.
yeah, situational based. Because I think there's some things like I think for you startup, right? Like you grow with the startup, you're gonna get a lot more offers, a lot
Get
more
equity.
things. Yeah, a lot more things that come your way. I think if you're talking just corporate, like the broad
In
corporate set,
general, yeah.
I reckon every 2 years. Like you get-
I heard of a story, actually. My friend went from 60K as like a consultant.
Yep.
Then she jumped to another firm, maybe like 2 years later.
Yep.
Then she's on 95K.
Yep.
Then she moved again
Yep.
and into like a tech job,
Yep.
150K.
Yep.
6 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. From
150K.
60 to 150,
That's
like
insane.
that. And I was like, maybe that's
It
the
is though.
playbook.
Because I think
That's
it's like that's the thing. So one of my mates, he recently got a new job, and he went from like law, like just normal private law, to like general counsel. So like working
In-house.
and stuff like that. And like he was telling me like, yeah, like in these interviews, what you do is like you even if you're getting paid like 90K at your old place, you're telling them, oh, I'm getting paid 105. I'm expecting 110. You're getting 115 maybe some days, and you get like a 25 pay cut just by talking to them. Like,
Actually, that is true because they ask you in the job applications your
Yeah.
salary expectations
Yeah, yeah,
and like, what was your previous salary?
yeah,
Mate,
I'm not telling you my actual
I'm
salary.
bumping everything up by like
Yeah.
10 to 20K.
Like even in my last interview, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting paid like a solid 10K more than I actually am.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting another 5K in my head.
and a sign-on bonus.
Yeah,
And a yearly
then,
bonus.
like, yeah, and then they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? Like this guy's obviously getting paid a lot. He does good work, and like they're not looking at the actual pay I'm getting. So they're looking at like what I'm expecting. Like, oh, he must like have good experience. This, and this. Like they paid him well for this position. So yeah, I feel like going to these interviews and like telling them is how you get those pay bumps.
So you don't think that loyalty is rewarded in this day and age?
No, what do you mean,
Look
dude?
at our parents, bro. If you like, they be working at the same place for like 20, 30 years and like you don't get like much out of it really at the end
But
of
if
the
you
day.
look, every company is like cutting. Like there's redundancies. Like
Yeah.
Deloitte, for example, in the last week have been cutting so many
Apparently,
jobs. So they
yeah.
can cut you just like that. So there's no loyalty from their end. Why would you be loyal the other way?
It's a good point.
I think startups are very different. Like if you have something that you can get out of it, but like a lot of corporate jobs, especially Big Four, law, like Sen said, like
It's all a Ponzi scheme, bro. All
yeah.
these blokes move to bank to bank to bank to bank and then end up where they started after the
somehow
fifth
you get like
rotation.
a bigger bonus at the end of it. Also,
You see that so much in like Big Four, like a KPMG and whatnot, like where
Yeah.
people will start their careers there, then they'll go somewhere else for a few years, maybe jump to another of the Big Four,
Yep.
and then they'll come back as a partner, like
Yeah.
at where they started as a
Yeah.
grad. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, our friend Jeffrey was serious. Man, this guy went to all the big fours.
Nah, he hasn't done KPMG. He's
Oh,
done
is
the
that
big four,
wrong?
3 of the Big Four.
he's got the 35% hit rate, mate. Tell
But
him
the
to go
companies
around.
know that, right? Like people in this day and age,
Do they look for that, you
Like
reckon?
employees know, companies know, everyone knows that the way to get forward is to just jump around.
Yeah.
So they know that. So why would they,
Because you're not really getting much of a bonus in most places. Like at the end of the year, like you come down, you sit down with your managers, like, oh look, good stuff this year. I'm gonna give you like maybe like a K to a couple of K, something like that, right? Like that's your bonus for the year. You go to a new job, you have the potential of getting like, up to 10, 15,000 more, right? I don't know, like the work might be different, it might be harder, but it's like you're getting that bonus that you're looking for. You won't be getting that 15K if you stay for 2 or 3 years, right? So
I feel like the incentives are all wrong though, because it's like, I mean, really in 2 years, how much impact can you make? Like honestly, not that
Yeah.
much. It's like, you're not really providing that much value to the business.
But I think also promotion wise, like I know people who only got promoted to like, from associate to senior associate because they moved to another firm and they applied for a role in that role, right? Like if you stay at your old firm, you might be only an associate for another, like, a few more years. So it's like you get like more opportunities, more chances, things like that, just because you're in a position where you like have tried and like got out there and like attempted, like just did the interview and see what they say.
Yeah.
So,
everything at the end of the day, the end goal is to just be a business owner, right? Like you want to
Yeah.
you want to have equity in wherever you
Yeah.
work. So that it's really just
Mate,
how do
my
I
end
get
goal is
there
just
as
be
quick as
happy.
possible?
Yeah.
Well, I can't really speak to the corporate side of things, but
Yeah.
the tech side of things, like the first job I did was not a startup. It was like a 4,000,
oh wow.
Relatively decently sized.
it was a relatively
It was listed
size.
the company, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was whatever on the New
NASDAQ
York's-
listed or something.
Yeah, and then I got acquired and I didn't have equity, so I didn't make any money. Anyways,
Oh.
regardless. So that was the first company I was with.
Yeah.
And if I was into sales, I would have stayed there for probably for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Not because I just feel like in tech, there's just so much opportunity for growth. You don't actually even need to move that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, the corporate side, like you said, law, finance, accounting,
Yeah.
it's just expected.
But I swear, like half it is also just you don't want to get comfortable in whatever
Yeah.
role you're in. Because it's so easy, especially in like at a big bank. It's so
Yeah.
easy just to become a little cog in a machine that just you get lost in like the cracks.
Yeah.
And you could just be cruising at your level or maybe one level above for like the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So to
100%.
keep it interesting, you got to keep moving around to like
Switch it
get
up.
remotivated
And
and,
like
whatnot.
you get good at one thing, but it's like, yeah, you want to try this stuff, see what else is out there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, it's interesting. I still agree though. I still think that's the best way to get forward.
yeah.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of a very, very fun episode. Please keep the Stay Dangerouses coming. We'd love to see them. Get creative with them. Even give Raj a Stay Dangerous. If you see him around, hit him with it. Raj, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having
Where
me,
can the
boys.
listeners find you?
At the Oztag field most likely, but otherwise, Raj Murali 8, I think, on Instagram, but just around.
What about
guys.
subscribing to Murali TV?
on Snapchat? If you guys have Snapchat and ready to
Raj
see
is a
some bro,
Snapchat fiend.
I am
dude.
the Snapchat fiend these guys talk about, but yeah, feel free to give us an ad. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for having me, boys. It's always been a pleasure.
Of course, thanks for coming on. And you can catch the rest of our episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and we'll catch you next week.